not only around the leg, but also to your heart. It's a very important exercise. This toe bending, ankle bending are very, very important exercises. Now, from the static position where your feet is up, you're going to stretch the feet down and you're going to inhale. Stretch the feet down, stretching it close to the floor, stretching it close to the floor, and then hold the breath. And then exhale and stretch the feet towards the body. Towards the body, your toes also towards the body. And again, we breathe in and we stretch the feet down. Can you feel the calf muscles? You feel that they are getting your attention. And then breathing out towards the body. The toes also stretch towards the body. So in yoga, we always incorporate the breath. So breathing in, stretch the feet, ankles, stretch deep. And then breathing out, we stretch towards the body. One more time. Breathing in, we stretch deep. So you can see that this pumping action already started. The circulation is already flowing towards the body. Now, when we do this, we are increasing circulation to the entire body. This word, because this is the future of health, the future of health management. Can be inflammatory. Flame. What is the root word here? Flame. Fire up. Heat it up. In 1863, they actually came out with the theory. It was a theory in 83 that the cause of all disease is due to inflammation. Something is flaring up in the body. In 1863, the scientists who were talking about this or thinking about this were somehow intuitively felt that some issue is stimulating or causing diseases. And in Ayurveda and Siddha, they call this pitta, heat. If the heat is not managed, then they say that many diseases come. Now, over the years, there is two more components that has come in. One is phlegm issues. Another one is air, the air that gets stuck. In Malaysia, we call it angin. So these three seems to be the propagator or the stimulator of all kinds of disease. Or everything you can go back to this inflammation. When the body gets this, then it starts to trigger defense mechanism. When the autoimmune system issues come up, just to fight this inflammation. So when that comes up, we have severe arthritis. People who have severe arthritis, people who have digestive problems, those who are going towards cancer, Alzheimer's, all seems to be because of inflammation, and then the autoimmune system response. We also have a lot of issues about this autoimmune system problems, right? Autoimmune system. They say, oh, this is because the immune system is fighting its own self. It doesn't know who is the enemy. And then it creates lots of problems. It's kind of a confusion in the system. So in 1863, they found this. And then when we link Ayurveda, when we link ancient styles of living, we have understood that if we can keep this inflammation, this flame down, if we can reduce it, we can somehow manage everything. We can handle all diseases. Diabetes, when society started to have diabetes, it's not an old disease. Diabetes is not an old disease. They can exactly pinpoint when diabetes was experienced by society. When do you think it started? Huh? Exactly pointed out the year that people started having diabetes. Before that, people should have diabetes. or whatever I'm speaking is data. All this, whatever I'm saying to you is data. What year was this? What year they started talking about it? 1863. Today, 2022. This was theory. Now scientist says almost. We can say that 99.9% of all disease come from there. And this is mainly lifestyle problem. Lifestyle. Our lifestyle created this inflammation system. And the main thing about this, that the lifestyle, there is one lifestyle which almost 99% created this issue. Which one do you think? The number one cause of medical conditions in the world is anti-inflammation. What creates this? What stimulates this? 100%, almost 100% is because of food. The food that we take. One is the digestive system. What is the largest organ in the body? Skin. Can we push nutrients through the skin? Definitely, because it's breathing. It's a breathing organ. Whatever you put on the skin enters your kidney, your digestive system. Whatever we put on the skin within 5 hours can be tested on the urine. This is one thing which we have missed. That means food is not only digested in the organ in the stomach, but also from the skin. This is what I'm going to talk to you mainly about how we can, and once we understand this, and then understand how this herbal lifestyle can help us, we would almost, to a certain level, almost 99%, we would be able to manage our health. So this is what we call is applied knowledge. Knowledge is theory. This theory is there. All the theory is there, but the applied knowledge is not available because they don't have support for us to change to this lifestyle. So we talk about anti-inflammation. We want anti-inflammatory processes. Inflammation we don't want. We want something which is anti-inflammatory. We want something which is antioxidant. We want something which can help us to overcome problems. But we don't have. When did modern medicine start? When did modern medicine come to us? There was one question I asked, we haven't answered yet. Diabetes. Lifestyle change, food, fast food, refined food came into society in 1950. Refined flour, refined sweet. What is refined sweet? Sugar. Before that was jaggery and other coarse sweet. 1950, commercialization of food started. 1950, we had the first cases of diabetes. So diabetes is directly linked with our food intake. So number one, lifestyle change which we need to make is food. Anything that dissolves fast, like refined flour, refined salt, refined sugar. When we go out for teh tarik, one of the most unhealthiest food in the world. Roti canai, one of the most unhealthiest food. I think we have some people from India. Malaysians should be very proud because we introduced roti canai to India. And they put the Chennai, roti canai Malaysia. So I'm sorry to India. So this refined, in India they call it Maida. And there's so much of awareness about the ill effects of this refined flour in India. People are attempting to fight it. Right now, they are attempting to in many districts in India, they are attempting to introduce the jackfruit, nanka flour. It's an alternative to maida. And what is this jackfruit? It's considered one of the best food in the world. It is considered a superfood. We should all eat nanka if possible. Every day we should nanka because it's just rich in vitamins and minerals. So when we had this modernization of food, people became ill. People became diseased, and this disease not only did it affect our body, but also affected our mind. It affected our emotions. We became less happy. We became more. When I say we, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about myself and the rest of the world. But what happened was people became more argumentative, more unable to be in peace with themselves. They were able to manage maybe the way they are, behaving physically, but this they were not able to. I had class in the morning. I had class from 9 to 12. One of my students sitting at the back, he came and told me, "See, I'm so sorry." I said, "Why?" He said, "I'm not able to take this problem out of my mind. Keep on disturbing me for 1 week, but after class, almost about 99.9% of that thought disappeared." So he came and said, "Sorry, because when I came, I felt trouble, that's why I didn't smile, but now I'm smiling." Then I asked him, "How long will this last?" There's another thing. How long will this last? I said, you have to continue. You have to continue. Just because of this problem, you came back to class after 3 months. After 3 months, you came back to class. I say you have to come back to class. Yeah, I will come back too, because I can see that whatever that I have tried to do over the last few weeks, attempting to get rid of this problem, did not work. But the class helped me to get rid of that. So this is what we call as applied knowledge. We can think about, we can say that we can motivate myself. But if I don't make the lifestyle changes, then the reality of it will not be able to be experienced. Now we start from the head. Now, these inflammatory issues, this flare up is felt at the region of the head. Headache, tightness in the temple, the jaw, unable to sleep, and then it affects the senses, sense of eyesight, hearing, smell, taste, touch. All of these after some time becomes reduced. We are not able to feel that I am not like how I used to be. There's less interaction with my senses, which means the sense organs or the karma indriyas are becoming less connected with the antakarana. What is the antakarana? The mind, the big boss. The brain is unable to connect with the sense organ. So in the head region, we have what we call as the cranial nerves. How many cranial nerves we have? We have many. We have many. We have 10 plus 10. And these nerves must be massaged. The head must be massaged. It is crucial for good health. We are not talking about aesthetics. Huh? What is aesthetics? Beauty. Beautiful way. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the essential need for health. One can be very beautiful, but if one has headache and migraine, can they enjoy their self? They cannot, isn't it? So despite whether we are physically beautiful or not, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Everybody has a certain way of looking at this. The most important aspect of health is beauty is health. So it starts with the head. This head massage is crucial and definitely cannot be accomplished with shampoo. Why cannot? Because shampoo is slippery. Now you know when you put it, you just want to just rinse, right? With the shampoo, you just want to rinse. With the shampoo, do you want to press your head? You want to press because it's already smooth leather, and then you have all the white stuff that is coming out. What is that? The bubbles, the white bubbles is SLS, SLE. All these is chemicals which start to poison the scalp and the roots, and they can penetrate your scalp. They can penetrate the scalp. They can penetrate into your central nervous system. That's how powerful it is. And then probably the modern industries talk about, oh, they can penetrate even more deeper. Deeper penetration into the pores, deeper penetration into your dermis and epidermis, and they use the word nano technology. Deepest penetration. So if the cream or the lotion or the moisturizer or the dye has chemicals, ammonia, then it is a depth penetration, and like slowly starts to destroy our body's health. This is the modern way of beautification. And again, when did these shampoos and these creams and the lotions come into our life? Do you have a grandmother who is about 90 years old? Anyone has a grandmother who is 90 years old? You ask them, when they were teenagers, were they using soap? They would only tell you they were about 30 years old when all these products started to come from the West. This food lifestyle that came into our lives, who introduced this in the 1950s? The Western culture introduced us with the food that we are taking now, much of the fast food that we are taking now, and it's the Western culture that also introduced the cosmetic and the skincare items to us. Before that, we were all using neem, turmeric, coconut oil, sesame oil. Do you remember? When we go back to some time, those who are maybe a bit more above 50, when you go back, you can remember that our grandparents, our parents used to use coconut. They used to boil coconut. They used to take the coconut milk. They used to take the coconut milk and then boil. When you boil coconut milk, what happens? What comes? You have the oil, because then the top becomes like small granules, right? And it's also nice to eat the granules. It's very tasty, but it's good stuff for our body. I'll tell you about oil as we'll be explaining. Now, oil can cause inflammation and also can be anti-inflammatory. Oil is very important. What oil we use? Are you using olive oil? 90% of olive oil in the market is rancid, because olive oil has to be produced fresh and it only can last about 2 months. And this was a data tested in supermarkets and hypermarkets in the United States by the FDA. They took out many brands of olive oil and they found almost 70 to 80% were rancid. Rancid means what? It's spoiled. We cannot use for a long time, and it's very expensive and controlled by syndicates. But we have oil which is extremely good and can last long. What oils do we have? From our tradition, which can last long, which is much better than olive oil or other oils. Which are the two oils which are extremely good, and it has been used for centuries? And only after the propaganda by the soy growers, that we started to leave them in the 70s. If you remember, until 1970, when we cooked food, our parents used to use coconut milk. You remember not? For the kanji, all we used to use coconut oil. 1970 plus, they started to they stopped using coconut oil. They didn't want. Who is Saroja Devi? Yeah, Saroja. So they started to stop using this coconut milk because of the propaganda by the soy producers. And what is the talk of, what is the issue with soy now? What is the issue with soy, barley, and wheat? It is genetically modified. Now you cannot touch soya bean because it is genetically modified. So now go back to what? What are they saying now? You go to the supermarket. Yesterday I was in this village grocer. So many counters selling what? Coconut oil. The same coconut oil which was rejected in 1970 up to 2010, now shown to be able to resist heat. You can heat up coconut oil. You can heat up, what is the other oil? Sesame oil. What is the sesame oil in Tamil? Nallanna, yeah. They already know. These ancient people, they already know. Nallanna. That means it's good oil. But for us, put on the head, put on the ear, smelly coconut oil. We ourselves have rejected our tradition. But the good news is, we are going back to our tradition. We understand that the tradition, a tradition that has survived 5,000 years, cannot be wrong. What is the tradition of the Western medicine? How old is it? This ancient tradition, we're talking about ancient Egyptian tradition, ancient Chinese tradition, ancient Indian tradition, which is our 10,000 years. Such a old history. What is the tradition of this? The Western tradition of medicine. We call that allopathy. Nothing wrong, because the diagnostic treatments and the operation modalities for accidents, you have to go to the modern medical medicine doctor. You have to go to them. There are many diagnostic tools they have. This is essential. But I'm just telling you about history and why eventually, even modern medicine, by 2028, many doctors, first is going to start in the Western countries. Almost 70% will start going back to the traditional medicine. This is already happening. They are going to go back. I know personally many doctors here, as well as in India, who are refusing to prescribe antibiotics and steroids. Hey, no, we want to give you curcumin, because curcumin is much more better. You know, curcumin now is 95% curcuminoids. They are now working on another extraction, which is 215% curcuminoid. That is going to just stimulate the system to fight cancer. They're all natural. All of these are natural. And the other superfood that is coming up, allopathy. Now, before many things I want to say to you, but one by one. So what is going to happen? In the Western world, this is already happening. There are many advocates who are talking about they're talking about complementary. We want to keep the doctors. We want to keep the doctors. And the medical industry was created by J.P. Morgan about 108 over years. So the allopathic medicine came into the world 100 years ago only to cater for the Western lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle are we talking about? Very bad lifestyle. So in order to cater for them, now in the Western hemisphere, in the Western country and society, did they have traditional medicine as evolved as the Egyptian, Indian, Chinese? They didn't have. They had some kind of alchemy and some other processes, but it was not so developed. Therefore, it was easy to penetrate that market. So 100 years of modern medicine, and how many drugs do they have now? They have about 900 synthetic drugs. 900 synthetic drugs. The number one cause of kidney and liver failure is caused by those drugs. You know, aspirin, and what do you call this? Ibuprofen. Aspirin and ibuprofen are the number one cause for liver failure in the world, for kidney failure. Gut bleeding. If they take ibuprofen, in certain situations, in 2 weeks, they have gut bleeding. So like this, there are many issues which they have found. Now, these synthetic drugs, where are they deprived from? They are deprived from nature. Definitely, they are deprived from nature. But because of the processes, the chemicalization, they become toxic. For a quick fix, it's fine. Now, for high blood pressure, let's say somebody is having high blood pressure is 200 over 120. Immediately, they have to go to the doctor, get it done, right? Bring it down. Immediately, they will be able to bring it down to 120 over 80, for example, 120 over 80. Then the next day, would it shoot up again? Shoot up. They have to take medicine. But there is one herb which is called Arjuna bark. Arjuna tree. The tree. You take the bark. It will also reduce. It won't reduce from 200 over 120. It won't reduce immediately. It will reduce 180 over 110 that day. The next day, it will reduce 160 to 100. Then, after about 5 to 6 days, it will come down 130 over 90. Then, over a period of 20 days, it will bring down to 120 to 80. And it will not cause any negative side effects. Arjuna will help your digestive system, will help the purification of your blood. When you take that, the high blood pressure from the clinics, what is going to do? Now, this is essential. We can't do anything about it, but they will also cause some other side effects. But has the modern medical industry and the fraternity, have they been honest? They have been absolutely honest. Then we have to salute them. The modern medical industry have been absolutely honest in saying that, and we have to salute them because they say that when you take these pills, when you take this medicine, these are the possible side effects, correct? They have stated that. They say these are the side effects. When you take this, that could be a kidney failure, that long-term renal failure, that there could be even some psychological problems. They are very honest, but they have no choice. Now we have to. I'm doing a comparative study. I'm not criticizing. I'm doing a comparative study because I believe both in modern medicine as well as traditional medicine and yoga and mindfulness. All coexist in a wonderful way. We need everyone. But what I'm saying also is that there is a movement towards traditional medicine, even in the allopathy. They have invested too much now. The investment in producing pharmaceutical pills is in trillions, billions, and hundreds and billions. For them to immediately change into traditional medicine is not going to be so soon. But are they eyeing it? They are eyeing it, but it has to be gradual. They will take about 15 years. But before that, we would have done a good deal of branding. We would be quite up there. So that's good news because this is providing a service that we don't have to wait until then to mitigate the problems, the issues. I was talking about the head as the primary form of inflammation. We manage the heat at the head, we would be able to manage 50% of the rest of the problems. Head and face is 50%. From the neck down is the next 50%. If you only take care of the head and the face, it's only 50% mitigation. If we only take care of the neck down, is only 50% of the mitigating factor towards an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. That's what Jackie mentioned just now, that the number one issue of lifestyle problems, the lifestyle issue which causes medical problems is food. Every single cell in the body is made up of food. We are made from food and water. Everything, every single piece of bone, every single strand of hair, every single inch of skin, every single nail in the body is from food. So you can imagine how important food is. And again, we recap. Food is not only through the mouth, which gets digested. The food that we take, 40% goes into the system, 60% goes out to in the water, 60% goes out, 40% is absorbed. What we put on the skin, 60% is absorbed, 40% evaporates. So where should we pay our attention? We should pay our attention to what we put on the skin. But have we put our attention on that? More on an aesthetic, aesthetic, but as a medicinal process, as a healing modality, we have not been guided towards that. We have been guided towards eating good food, ingesting some herbs, but we have not told about how important the system is when we apply oil. So the inflammatory issues starts from the head. Every day we must put a little bit of oil on the head when we are bathing. When what? When we are bathing. This is something which may be different because you may have been taught to put oil before bathing. I'm going to teach you something else which is much more effective. Water is a carrier, right? When water is applied, when the body is wet, your skin is more permeable. It is moisture. When you use oil, of course, they say oil doesn't mix with water, but it can go through it, right? It can be carried. So what happens when the body is wet and when we apply this oil? It can easily be transported within the dermis. It can go to the deeper layers and it can enter the system. It can enter the system. Do you know that they have a diabetic patch now? No? There's a diabetic patch. You don't have to take the medicine. You just put the patch near the pancreas and it starts to kind of like get absorbed inside and then starts to influence the pancreas. Patch, they got a lot of patches. Now, smoker's patch was very famous, right? And then they got a patch where they put here, and some of the direct selling companies, and then after some time, the patch becomes very black, and they got the toxins and removed. I don't know what that, but what I know is whatever we put on the skin, does go in. So when we are taking our bath, when we take our bath, as we are taking our bath, there are two ways of doing it. One, you can use the hibiscus soapberry shampoo. If you feel that your head, your scalp is too greasy, because maybe you are out sweating and all that, I would suggest clean it up first. What does it contain? Soapberry, soap nut, hibiscus, curry leaves, holy basil, and almost about 20 over herbs. So you take a little bit. Take a little bit of this powder, mix it in water. Don't make it pasty, make it watery. Make it watery and then wash. Watery can be even this water. Take about quarter teaspoon. We are interested on the scalp. We are only interested on the scalp because you're going to because we're talking about inflammatory. We are not working on the hair. We are working on the scalp because the scalp needs to allow this to penetrate and reduce the inflammation of the head. Take a little bit of, or maybe a quarter of the powder, mix it water, wash your hair as you are bathing. Number one action. Number two, after you have cleansed the scalp, then we take the hair oil. It's a small bottle, it's about 90 plus retail price, but this price is cheaper. Therefore, you want to use this very sparingly. Now, when the head is wet, we just need to use about 5 drops. That's all. You take about 5 drops. Take 5 drops, drop it on the palm, and then take one finger and apply on the scalp. Like 3 fingers, apply, press, press, press on the scalp. How many drops? 5 drops. You apply on the scalp. Then, after you have applied, massage. Like this. Press, press, press. Then when you press, don't scrub, but rotate. So that means the hand is on the scalp. Don't create friction. Don't create friction. Just massage. So if you have 5 fingers, massage, 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 massage. So then it starts to manage and regulates the cranial nerves, and it calms down the nerves of the entire body. Doing this stimulates. We don't want to scrub hard. That friction is not good. That friction on the body is fine, not on the head. The head is soft movement and non-friction based. Everybody, put your hands on the head. First, press, 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 press. Press. Just keep on pressing every part of the head. Keep on pressing. Done. Now, take your hand and then move like this. Without friction, just rotate. And then go to another place. Then rotate, another place, rotate, another place, rotate. Cover the entire head. Cover the entire head. You can use both hands, you can use one hand, doesn't matter. Cover all parts of the head. Go to the sides here, the temple. Go to the sides, the temple. Go to almost near the forehead. Go to the back. Go to the back. Massage, massage, press, 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 massage, press, massage, press, massage, press, and then bring the hand down. How do you feel? Sleepy? Very nice. So this, you know why you feel nice? Because inflammation is drastically reduced with what you did. Can you imagine if it was with oilation? Is one of the most important life-saving actions that we can do ever. We can prevent a host of ailments when we reach 60, 70, 80, 90. We want to live long, right? But accompanied with good health. But whether we want to live long or not is determined by nature. It's not in our hands. It's not in our hands. If we want to live to 98, but if we start feeling unhealthy from the age of 80 to 98 is 18 years of continuous suffering. This is something which is very difficult for us to take, especially when it is our parents and our grandparents. We have to see them suffer for such a long period of time. Though this knowledge came from them, they are not practicing it. Do you know why they are not practicing it? Because the children don't let them. Because the children are demanding them to take care of themselves. But this is the modern lifestyle. They have forgotten why they are able to leave it is because they were taught this as a tradition, not as knowledge. There's a difference. Huh? One is tradition, you do. Why? We just do. This just do has come now to only do when Deepavali. This just do, because no explanation was given. When no explanation is given, it is only Deepavali. Do you know how they apply oil in Deepavali? I've seen the children. Apply. That's all. Apply very well. You're honest with the parents. I applied one drop. Today, now, this oilation on the head to not only reduce, to eliminate inflammatory issues should be done every day. And this oil is friendly to the body. It is environmentally friendly. It must be applied every day on the head, every day. This shampoo applied every day on the scalp. Every day we can do it, no? And you can dilute it and then apply on the hair. On the hair you can apply. It has a soft conditioner because of the fenugreek. It contains fenugreek, it contains hibiscus, it contains soberry. All of these are anti-inflammatory herbs. So you see, I am linking it back to this word. Every single component of these herbs and spices and oils are anti-inflammatory. These products are going to save billions of people's lives now and in the future. We are very confident that we are doing something right. It's not about money making, it's not about business, it's about service. And I'm happy that all of those people who have worked with now in MAYI Infinity and MAYI are all of them interested in service, to do service. And in serving, if we also have financial gain, it is fine because we can use those financial gains to help more people, isn't it? This is like a social enterprise. Yeah, we have to sell. We have to sell at a price which reflects the cost. The cost of herbs is not cheap. It is extremely expensive. Black ginger, you have heard about, black ginger is about 300 plus. We were going to order for this oil. No, we have this oil. Sorry, we have black ginger. We were asking the extract supplier. Herbs, powders, easy. You can get from India. Extract, certain companies control. I asked that, okay, we order the black ginger. I'm not talking about black turmeric, black ginger, 1 kg. Black ginger, 1 kg, Semptoria, which is from Thailand. Is different, sir. Black ginger, curry inji, and black turmeric, karumanjal, two different things. Some which are marketed outside is actually black ginger, but they just blanketly they say it is black turmeric. I'm not going to talk about black turmeric because you will be shocked now and maybe jump out of your chair when I say how much is this. But normally the extracts are about 300 to 400 per kilogram, very expensive. Powder, tulsi powder and amalaki powder is about 60 to 120. Before the pandemic, it was about 30 to 60. It's very high. The extract which just last week we asked for black ginger, I had to ask them again. 1 kg extract was 3,400. Extremely expensive. Some of the extracts Most of the extracts are 600 ringgit per kg. Extracts meaning if holy basil 1 kg is 120 ringgit, 1 kg. To produce 1 kg of tulsi, we need 10 kg of powder. So therefore, it is expensive. And the extracts, we use water. The solvent is water. We don't use ethanol, we don't use alcohol, we use water, which means there is no side effect when you consume. All our products which are using extracts are from water-based solvent. These are all extracts. Now, when we were registering this, initially, when we designed, we put extracts here. I mean, the ratio 10 to 1. The curcumin here is 40 to 1. The curcumin here, this contains curcumin, right? 40 to 1 means, in order to get that 1 kg, they have to use 40 kilograms of turmeric. 40 kilograms of turmeric to get 1 kg. Extremely expensive. 40 to 1 is 95% curcuminoid. You take this, we take this for obesity. This fellow will prevent the free radicals, will push the cancer cells, make them fly out of the body. The moringa will kick off all these T cells, the cancer cells, kick them out. All that which is going to spoil our kidney is going to be pushed out from the system. So this is not only for the joints and obesity. These two characters are almost for everything. Everyone should consume this. And these are superfood. I will show you the lab analysis, and you see how powerful is the good fat. Trans fat 0. I'm going to show you, I'm going to share with you the lab test, so you can see what this contains. The centella contains 12,000 plus mg of potassium. Calcium is about 700 mg. Iron is about 73. You don't need calcium supplements, potassium supplements, zinc supplements, iron supplements. All naturally available. When we go to the pharmacy and take the pharmaceutical supplements, none of it is easily absorbable in the body. When we talk this Enlin and all that, Enlin, oh, so popular Enlin. Enlin is not easily absorbable in the body. It creates burn spurs. The body doesn't know what to do. And suddenly you have this kind of bone growth here, bone growth in the spine. So because of not easily absorbable. But these are all naturally absorbable. Because why? These are all spices. All 80% of what is in this tea are spices, easily absorbable into our system. Now, after we have used the oil, we have massaged the oil, you can, if you want, take the shampoo and then again take a quarter teaspoon, or if it is still available, if it is still there, then you can wash off. You can wash off. So we have seen how we can use these two products to reduce and dissolve 50% of the inflammatory cause which is in the head. Every day we should take this and apply it on our head. After applying this, if you use gel, cream, lotion, again we are increasing the toxicity, and cream, lotion, hair dye will increase the inflammation. It will again inflame back. But this will mitigate. That means you inflame, we mitigate. Inflame, mitigate. But if you don't use this and you only use that, then it is continuously inflamed. At one point, people will have medical issues. So would we use these products every day? Should we use? Definitely we should use. Should we eventually stop using creams, lotions, shampoos, hair dyes? Eventually, we should, yes. The hair dye is a bit controversial. I'm trying trying, experimenting with myself. I don't know how's the Mr. Raju. I'm already experimenting, but yesterday was purple, and today. So what we are using is what we are experimenting is Bringraj, which is Laos, which is Eclipta alba. All these are herbs, and then Amla. Amla is the gooseberry, indigo leaves. Have you seen indigo leaves? Indigo leaves, they have like a bluish black. So, and then centella and Lawsonia, which is henna. So we have this formula which we are experimenting on me. No ammonia. This is something which is very, very important. No ammonia. Almost all the hair dye outside will eventually create some form of medical issues because they are all inflammatory. Yeah? All the dye outside is inflammatory. So once I use it, since we're talking about the hair, I will continue talking about the hair dye. So I use this, then it became like purple. All the gray, not all, the stubborn gray became purple. Now I don't care about gray or not, right? But because my customers were asking, for me, it's not an issue. Mr. Raju has been asking for 1 year. So for him, I experimented on myself. So it was like published. And then the formula from Siddha Institute says that okay, now you can start with a bit of henna. If it's supposed to go black, for most of you, it will go black within 4 or 5 days. Some it may not. So we have to have a little bit of henna. There's a second application. Pure henna is a second application, so that it can become soft black. So it will take us about 6-7 months. But one good thing is that when you apply this natural hair dye, it is part of the anti-inflammatory herbs. And this is also good for the scalp and scalp health. All the others are inflammatory causing. So this oil and shampoo, can it be used every day? It can be used every day. Now, ladies don't usually have hair bath every day, right? Like once every 2 days. Like once every 2 days. Then you can use it during that time. Okay, when the scalp, after you have used for some time, then we can use the hair oil as a hair oil. When the scalp is dry, you can use it. Now, many people, I don't know, now like people don't like to have an oily look on the head. Is it true? I'm not sure. I'm just asking you. Is it true? Yeah. Okay. Those days they were very oily, right? Oily look, which is very healthy. I remember my aunties all like very oily look, but nowadays they call them orang minyak. Very bad. Those days we used to really admire the silky, jet black, shiny hair because of the oilation. But I believe in the future people will go back to more natural lifestyle, because now when you switch on the YouTube and you want to listen to the goodness of coconut oil, or the goodness of manjal for the face. Who is talking? Not Minachi, Gamachi, but Elizabeth, Janet, and Jackson are talking about this. The Americans and the British are talking about applying oil on the head, applying turmeric on the face. So maybe we learn from them. This is like how most of this yoga came back to us from the US. From the Western countries, didn't come from India. It came from India. When it was practiced in India, nobody looked at it. When it went to overseas and it came back, and we all started to look at it. We don't want to make the same mistake here. So there's the reason why we started from here, from Malaysia itself. Or for diabetes, the side effect will be a good side effect, because they will be able to be more calmer. Now, why I'm talking about calmer is like this. Do you know that the liver produces sugar? And do you know what causes the liver to produce sugar? Anxiety. When we are stressed, liver produces sugar. And when it produces sugar, the body is not able to differentiate whether the sugar produced by the liver or a candy or chocolate bar. So that is one of the major issues for those who have diabetes, because they may be very like highly tensed. So when they use this oil, the production of extra sugar is reduced, which means for diabetics must apply this every day. They must apply. Then only liver becomes cool. The liver is calmer. Are we clear about this? It's an inflammatory issue. The lungs, water retention. Sometimes I know some cases where they go to the hospital, they take out 5 liters of water from the lungs. It's an inflammatory issue. So definitely everyone should use hair oil and hair shampoo every day. Number one. Okay, best age. Now, are babies being applied with some shampoo on the head? Babies? Baby shampoo. They already started. That is the time to prevent the baby Johnson baby oil, baby stop, and then use our products. The moment when parents are already thinking of supplying toxins to the baby, we prevent it from happening. But it is good to apply oil on the head of the baby. Have you touched the baby's head? How is it? Very warm, isn't it? The baby is thinking a lot. No, baby, because from birth, from about 6 months to 4 years, that's the time when most number of neurons are growing. This is a good time to apply oil. So we can start applying this. Please prevent parents from applying shampoo, lotion, and this so-called baby oil on the head, because you look at the baby oil that you're using, you look at the ingredients, they are all chemicals, and they have this one ingredient, they call it white oil or mineral oil. You say, oh, mineral oil is good. We look at the label, it's mineral oil. But where is this mineral oil coming from? It's a derivative from petroleum. And this derivative from petroleum, this mineral oil is only one way. One way means what? It enters the body, never will leave. Extremely toxic and dangerous. Somebody is supposed to live to 90 years, go off at the age of 60, it's because of this. We are not knowingly poisoning ourselves because of all these products has been dumped into us unethically. Do they know it is poisonous? They know. The manufacturers know. Those who are formulating it know, but they don't care whether you die or live. It doesn't matter to them. Do they know? They know. They know it's going to happen. When the contaminated milk killed so many children in China, did they know? They knew. The melamine, remember the melamine contamination? They knew. When they are producing some kind of chemical-laced products, do they know it's going to kill people? They know. But they don't, because there is a category of people who don't care about how many people die as long as this is extreme greed. These are people we don't want to get involved with, nor do we want to cross paths with them. We just go with our sattvic lifestyle. We go to the face. Face is the window. They always say eyes are the windows to the soul. Not soul. Soul. The face is also a reflection of what we feel inside. I'm not talking about how fair you are, or how brown you are, or how much wrinkles or no wrinkles, what is the age. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about that the natural tendency of wanting to have a soft expression on the face, which can come into effect when we start with oilation. When we start massaging the face with oil, naturally the face has a soft smile. It's a soft smile because it is. When you massage with oil, what happens to the skin? What happens to the muscle? It kind of melts. It kind of like, it melts. If there's somebody says a word like, "Oh, you look so nice, you look so pleasant, you are such a nice person," how is your heart? It will melt, right? Same with the face. Now, when we go out, when we see people, when you walk and when you drive and all that, how many people around you are actually smiling? We get a bit scared to look at people nowadays, right? We cannot blame them. You cannot blame them at all because nobody taught them how to oil their face. So if we can start helping people, if we can start promoting oilation to the head, oilation to the face, we would create a revolution. People would want to come to Malaysia because in Malaysia everybody soft smile, not no, only Dr. Mahathir can. 24 hours he can smile. We don't have to do that. At least we have a kind of a soft expression on the face. Oilation can do that. Start with the oilation on the head, so the head feels relaxed, no more flamed up, and then go to the face. So the second component of your bathing ritual, what do you call this? Bathing ritual. There is a ritual for bathing. There's a ritual for bathing. After we have poured water onto the body, we pour water onto the body, right? Is it Kaja? Oh, okay. We pour water onto the body. First step was we apply the oil and the shampoo to reduce the inflammatory process on the head. So the cranial nerves are calmer. We have used the two natural products on the head. Clear? Then you start with the face. Now the face oil is very small. It's only 30 ml. Very expensive because the ingredients are extremely expensive. But the good news is you only need to use 2 drops. Only 2 drops. And the face is wet. When the face is wet, just 2 drops, you can massage the entire face. Just 2 drops, you can massage. With 2 drops, this can last almost 3 months. With 2 drops, this can last 2 months. This with 5 drops on the head, because the head is wet, 5 drops, 6 drops can last about 2 to 3 months. So in some ways, the products are still economical because you are using it for a longer period of time. Now, once we massage, now how is the massage on the face? Slightly different from the head. The head, do we create friction? We don't create friction. On the face, we create soft friction, soft. So you put the oil, you already applied 2 or 3 drops, and then the face is wet, right? You start to massage slowly on the forehead, under the eyes. Most oils you cannot apply under the eyes, right? Because it is chemical. This one you can. You can massage under the eyes, face, and then up to the base of the neck here. Apply. Let's do this. Let's say imagine the face is wet, and then you take 2 drops. Then you take the 2 drops and you put 1 here, and then you put 1 and 1 here. So there's only 3. Can you mind? The balance a little bit there, you put the nose here. Here. All right. Now you see this oil there, and then apply like this one. Apply like this, soft massage, and then use this thumb here on the eyes, under the eyes, massage softly, and up above here, and then on the forehead, on the temple, massage. Now remember, the face is wet, and the oil will create the smooth movement. Now massage again, massage under the ears, under the eyes, and then the temple, massage like this, soft friction, and then from here, like this, move up, move up, move up, move up, forehead, stretch, and done. Yeah? See? How do you feel? Nice? Yeah? Like this after a short nap like this. Can you imagine with the water and the oil on the face, how much more nicer it would be? Now, the face The face, the skin needs oil. Much more the face. The first signs of wrinkle starts on the facial region, not on the head, not on the body. This is because of the exposure to the elements. The head is not so exposed, but the face is always exposed to the elements. Therefore, the first line of defense is to take care of the health of the face. Again, we are not talking about aesthetics. We are talking about health of our body. Where are the organs, the sense organs situated? Where are they located? Sense of sight, sense of hearing, sense of smell, sense of taste, and of course the sense of touch is throughout the body, correct? It's throughout the body, but this is extremely sensitive, especially the lips. Extremely sensitive touch receptors. That's the reason why whatever we apply on the lips is easily absorbed into the lymphatic system. Therefore, when we use this lip balm, lipstick, and all that, we have to really study what are the ingredients. Otherwise, if you don't have anything, then you can use this oil. You know this cumin oil. You can take one drop, and apply on the lips. This is anti-inflammatory, and this is medicine on the lips. It gives a glossy look, and it reduces the chances of inflammatory response. We use lipstick. I'm not discouraging you from using cosmetics. No, I'm not discouraging you. But if you're discouraged, then because your knowledge is increasing, and because maybe you realize that you are natural beauty even without all of that. That you are naturally beautiful without cream, without lotion, without all of those things which came in as a dumping process of the other so-called modern civilization. We have always used and trained to use oil. Those who use coconut oil, which is our oil, which is this beauty that you have, that the classical beauty would be preserved. Is that how powerful this oil is? Now you have massage, isn't it? You have massage. During bathing time, you massage. Then after that, you take the cleanser. Take the cleanser, take a little bit of the cleanser, mix with water, not so pasty, with watery, and then you continue to massage the face. Massage the face, and remove the dead cells which are easily taken out because you already used the oil, right? And the oil permeated behind it is the water, and then when you use this cleanser, it takes off the dead cells. If we don't take out the dead cells, there is an increasing number of people above 60 plus who are having skin problems, skin diseases, hardening of the skin, pigmentation, psoriasis, due to not having a deep cleansing effect. Do you think soap has a deep cleansing effect? Soap doesn't have. It is so leathery, right? That we just quickly do it because it's fast. We don't have time. Quickly we do. We see the what is that? The bubbles. We think it is clean, but definitely it's not. It's not able to remove the dead skin. Those days when our parents used to use this kadalama, chickpea flour and the green. I remember my mother used to grind the chickpea flour and then the green grind. You know what she will tell us to why we should use? She had the magic word. She will say, use this because Kamala hasn't used this. It worked. She said, Kamala Hassan, even though he may be promoting, life boy, this soap, that soap, but he himself, used green creme and this. Say, oh, wow, okay, we all are going to use that. So she was a very smart person. And then she will run around the house asking us every other day to drink neem juice. She was very creative. She called it juice. We disagreed with that. But somehow she did that, and no wonder those brothers and sisters of mine who didn't cheat are very happy now. Those who cheated, I don't tell you what happened to them. So this, see how interesting that we have had this knowledge, but somehow it disappeared because of our fast lifestyle. But now we cannot afford to follow that because this is too much to bear to see. We don't want at all to be exposed to any health, isn't it? We don't want, right? So after we have massaged with the scrub, so we have done two protection. One is we have reduced the inflammatory issues on the head, flame up, we have reduced. And then the second heat problem is from the face, from the eyes, from the nose, from the ears, from the mouth. This we have reduced the flame through this massage. And then the muscles of the face are able to relax. And when they are relaxed, we are able to naturally have a softer expression on the face. Everybody here has that soft expression. This is very easy for me to speak and continue to be motivated because all of you have that, which means that all of you are using our products. Okay. We did two exercises just now, toe bending, ankle bending. Now we're going to keep the legs closed. The legs closed. And then we are going to stretch the feet to the right side. Stretch the feet to the right side and rotate, inhale, rotate down to the left, exhale, rotate up, back to the right. Beautiful. Now opposite direction, inhale up to the left, exhale down to the right. You see, all connected with breathing. Breathing, rotation is one of the most powerful, one of the other powerful anti-inflammatory process. So the anti-inflammatory processes are number one, food. Number two, what we use on the skin. Number three, movement. What are the three? Food, skin, movement. Again, what is number one? Food, skin, movement. So we are moving now. And the movement is all involving breathing. Now I want you to just raise the right leg, inhale. Okay, left leg on the floor, inhale, right leg up. Which part of the body, which part of the leg is being exercised? Knee, quadricep thigh, correct? Exhale down. But do you feel that the right side of the stomach is also being exercised? These are the external and internal obliques. Inhale up. Very important for us to take care of the knee. Exhale down. The number one joint problem in the world, left leg inhale, is not hips. It is knee. Inhale, again left. And then down. Those who don't have hernia, no backache, can raise both legs. Inhale, just a little bit only. Just a little bit. Can you feel the thigh muscles being exercised? It's good feeling, isn't it? The lower back, the lower abdomen. One more time, inhale. And then exhale. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Is yoga very interesting? Can be done seated. Very, very interesting, very beautiful art where we not only exercise the body, but we also exercise the breath. Now, after we have engaged the facial region with this high level therapy every day, just use. Now, every day you use the oil, the wet face with the oil, with the scrub. After a few weeks, you will realize that we don't have to use foundation. We don't have to use any kind of powder, talc. You know the word talc? Talc is a poisonous substance which is mined near places where they mine asbestos. Extremely dangerous. We have an alternative. This one. Every house should have this. Every house should have this powder. This, talcum. This is an alternative to talcum. This is maybe not so fine, because of the herbs. We have herbs inside. The talc is very fine because there's no herbs. But this you just use a little bit, you put on the face after you have taken your bath and you have towel dry, you just immediately put on the face, on the neck, and whichever part that you want to. And also during the Johnson and Johnson trial, they found that some women have uterine cancer because they applied the powder on the groin area because maybe it was sweaty a bit. So this powder can be used for armpit, for the groin area, for the neck, back of the neck, for the face. Just a little bit. Don't do like this. This powder, don't do like this because too much. Just little bit. Just a little bit, and then apply on the face. Just very thin layer, and can be used for babies. You know the diaper rash. You put on the diaper. I mean on the back, and then they won't have this diaper rash. This should be given. This should be in every family for the elderly, for the children, for those using powder. They should have this. Any questions so far on the facial range? Facial range, we had scrub, we had oil, we have the skin powder. Once in a while, for tightening of the face, now you have heard about collagen. And vegetarians find it difficult when they are told by some individuals that, hey, you need collagen, right? And they say collagen means you have to take it from animal sources. Is it true? You know where collagen comes from? Collagen comes from citrus, vitamin C. It's as ridiculous as that. So what we have been given is all untrue, inflammatory lies in a way. Yeah. So it is absolutely not true. So now collagen producing, no, collagen stimulating. When you take something, it cannot go and become collagen. No, it has to stimulate. The most powerful stimulant are citrus, vitamin C. Have you seen an ox, horse, elephant? Do they have arthritis, joints problem, knee problem? The joints of an ox is like a bolt. So strong. Ox. The joints of an ox is so strong. You know, they plow the land and they have to pull that right. So what do they eat? They eat green leafy salads whole day. Horse, elephants, whole day they are eating salads. Animals which eat these animals gain their collagen from them. Where do they get it? They get it from plant-based. Plant-based collagen is the most powerful source of collagen. And collagen-based products are here. I'll talk to you later. So now, any questions on this? So now, when collagen is not enough, then the skin starts to sag in some ways. The herbs here have natural collagen stimulating properties. This is musk. And once in a while, for example, maybe once a day or 2 days once, 3-4 times a week, you can use this. Take this, mix with water. This is the only product which is a bit more paste-like. And you apply on the face, under the eyes, forehead, temple, up to the neck, and keep it there for about 15 to 20 minutes. It starts to tighten. It starts to pull. It starts to facelift. It has that kind of an anti-aging pull that gives you that anti-aging effect, which means we don't have to go for some Botox injection, which can cause some side effect. Have you seen some people who have like a very deformed kind of face because botched plastic surgery or too much of this kind of injections? So, but this has a natural, and this has been used for centuries. This formula has been used by many famous people like Cleopatra. It's it's said. It is said that Cleopatra used to have turmeric and milk bath every day, and she was famed as a beautiful person, and she was the girlfriend of Mark Antony. You know who was Mark Antony? Not our neighbor, no. This one is ancient times, huh? But very little has been spoken of or written about. When there was a big flood in Greece and that Rome, much of this reference to Cleopatra was lost. So maybe they say it's hearsay or whatnot, but her name has been equated with milk and honey and turmeric. But nowadays, milk and honey does not come under veganism. Why? Because honey, as you know, they are doing something very bad to the heart, the bees. They burn them, they kill them. And also cows, they torture them and they force the milk using these automated machines. And then they kill the calves. When the calves are born, they kill them. They kill them, they take the rennet from the calves to process cheese. And many other very cruel things are being done. Therefore, some of us have taken an option that from vegetarianism, we are going to vegan. Not because it's kind of lifestyle or some kind of brand, no, because of that inability to accept what is happening to voiceless creatures, those which cannot say anything. Now, I became a person who stopped eating meat, not because of health reason, not because it's healthier. Now, whoever says that becoming a vegetarian, eating vegetarian will not provide you protein, has no knowledge about the protein content in plants. Plant-based content, plant-based protein per gram is higher than any meat in the world. Any meat in the world. If someone says they have a knee problem or hip problem after becoming vegetarian, it's more psychology. Definitely psychology, because I had an auntie who wanted to go into religion, spirituality. They say, I want to be a vegetarian. I say, okay, good. The moment she became vegetarian, my cousin said, Dhamma, your knee is going to be affected. Or your bones are going to be brittle. You're going to be very sick. Every day they will come and program her. You're going to be sick, you're going to be tired, you're going to have hip problem, knee problem, back problem, and eventually she had all the problems caused by the problems given by the children. Then she told me, oh, I better go back to this. Then she asked me, how long have I been? More than 30 years. No special diet, I don't take any supplements. So why? Because all those things which we are taking has all the essential minerals. When we take meat, fish, the absorbable quantity of minerals and protein into the body is minimum levels. When you take fresh vegetables and fruits, immediate absorption of the vitamins and minerals into your system, immediate absorption. There is no kind of a period of pausing. Immediate is the best food available are those which are in abundance, which do not spill a drop of blood into the soil. And all of this is vegan. 25 years ago, the vegan movement started with one person. Now it is 800 million people. I thought it was 600 million. I updated over the last 2 years, it grew to another 200 million. Within a few years, I think it's going to be 1 billion. That means 1/8 of the population is a vegan. I'm not talking about vegetarian, is a vegan, because there are so many young people very conscious about not wanting to harm a life. There is no need to take a life to preserve the life, and this is proven. I'm not talking about religion or spirituality. Science is telling it. When I go for medical test last 2-3 months ago, I went, the doctor, cardiologist, CVS, do you smoke? Do you take alcohol? No. He said, good. So that means it's good. Right? So when he said, do you smoke? Say no. Say good. Do you take alcohol? No. It's good. That means what the doctor is saying, these are bad habits. Right? It is not good for health. But this is professionalism. Will he go and take? That is lifestyle. Maybe lifestyle he will take. But as a medical professional, he said, this is good that you are not taking it. And then the other question is, did you take more vegetables, fruits? So I know these are things which in the mainstream already accepted as good. How many servings of vegetables should we take a day, which is horribly low in Malaysia? Horribly low. How many should there be in order to have a cancer-free life? No cancer whole life. Especially, of course, you need to have mind management and all that. 5 servings. That means in the plate, rice is one of the servings. It's not rice and a little bit of that, little bit of everything, little bit. But rice is that. Rice is one of the little bit. Rice is one of the little bit. The rest should be like this. So that is for the face. So now we have handled inflammatory problems of the head, face. Now we're going to look at the mouth. And before that, we're going to do some exercises related to the face. We're going to do neck exercise. Neck is a little bit lower than the head, face, but when we move the head up, is it stretching the face? Definitely it's stretching the face. Now you inhale, we inhale and look up. Inhale and look up. This is called Griva Sanchalana, neck exercise. Exhale, stretch down. Those who have neck pain, don't stretch too much, just according to capacity. Wait. And inhale up. Nice, deep, beautiful stretch to the back of the head, relieving so much of stress from the back. Exhale down. We come back to the center, slow and steady. Now exhale to the right side. Everybody right side. Everybody right side. Exhale, wait first. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale to the left, gentle stretch. Inhale, come back to the center. One more time, right side, exhale, beautiful stretch to the right side. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale to the left, and then come back to the center. Now tilt. Exhale to the right, tilt. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left, tilt. Inhale to the center. We have done some exercises for the neck. Now we're going to do some up and see. Now without moving the head, you're going to go up and down without moving the head. That means your eyes are on the thumbnails. And you're going to go up and then down. You can incorporate the breathing. Inhale up, exhale down, and right and left. Come without turning the head. Only the eyes to the side, and then exhale to the side. Inhale to the center, then the other side again, and then diagonal. See here, doesn't matter left or right, diagonal. When we go up, we inhale. When we go down, we exhale. Then the other side. Inhale, nice, beautiful movement, and then big circles. Come, big circles. When we rotate up, we inhale. We rotate down, we exhale. Then opposite direction, inhale, rotate up, exhale, rotate down. Inhale, rotate up, exhale, rotate down. And then we have these two practices for the eyes as well as concentration. Nose tip. Gaze at your nose tip, not mine. Nose tip. And then eyebrow center here. Eyebrow center. These are powerful practices for the eyes and the mind. One more time. Nose tip. These practices arrest the fluctuations of the mind at the same time as an eye exercise. Eyebrow center, and then release. So sometimes when the mind is like overactive, dissipated, distracted, you can do the eye exercise. When you do the eye exercise, what happens to the mind? The mind follows the eyes, and the eyes have a direct influence on the brain. And you have heard about REM, R-E-M, when you're sleeping or you see somebody sleeping, and then after a certain point of time, you can see the eyes moving. It's not like moving together. Sometimes they move differently. You get a bit scared. So that shows that there is a lot of activity in the mind, a lot of dreams going on. So here, when we control the eyes, we control the thoughts, we control the thinking process. So there is reason why you look at Lord Buddha in many of his pictures, he'll be like this, or like this. So that shows that there is some form of training going on in managing the mind. So this massage on the head and the face will allow the mind to become more aware and calm. The next part of our inflammatory reduction process with our products. Now what I'm showing is that all the products can save lives. This is what I want to link. All these products are lifestyle products, replacement of the products that are causing injuries to the body and environment, that is causing injuries to our mind and our emotions, that is definitely causing havoc in the hormones. Every single time we apply a cream, a lotion, a hair dye, a lipstick, or a gel, it is creating havoc in the system. I'm a yoga teacher. I know how many ladies have hormone problems, how many guys have respiratory problems, reproductive problems. How many of them are suffering silently and not able to tell someone? And the cause of it is food, and this food is too. What they are consuming is slightly can be managed, but what they are putting on their skin is creating so much of havoc in the system. Every single ingredient in cosmetics, in skincare, in hair care, in gel, in dye, every single ingredient out of the 13,000 ingredients in the skincare and cosmetics industry is causing some kind of havoc, inflammatory in the body. Why are we not looking at it? Why are we not looking at it? Why are we not telling our daughters, don't use the fairness cream? Why don't we tell our daughters, do not use the fairness cream? It is going to kill you. It is going to harm the baby that you are going to produce in the future. So many autistic problems happening now. So many children are autistic. Why? You can trace back to smoking and skin issues, skin care. Why are we not talking about this? And not only now, not only like a fairness cream, now they have even males fairness. What is this consumed obsession with fairness? I don't understand. Just emotional. We can promote brightness. You are very bright. Naturally very bright. So that is the reason why we use the name here is what? Brightening oil. We can be of any colors. We can be brown, we can be black, we can be yellow, we can be green. Not green. We can be tan, whatever color we can be, but we can be bright one, right? We can be bright. We should celebrate our colors. No matter what color we have, we should celebrate it as it is. Now, at one point of my life, I had an opportunity to go to the US to study and to continue my journey. And because I was very young, I was about 20 years old, I was kind of like culture shocked because when I went, it was autumn growing to winter, then it came to summer. So during summer, I was very shocked to see that they were pulling me to the beach. They said, "Okay, Manny, you're a tent." For me, I don't need a tent. And then they say that my principal, Professor Keith Laker, said, "I want to be your color." I want to be your color. So they want to be dark. Isn't it an irony that Asians want to be like them? That we want to be blonde, we want to have blue eyes, we want to be fair. They want to have black eyes, they want to have black hair, and they want to have black skin. Is an irony of what kind of illusions are being put. I'm not talking about just one. Every one of them would be there out there in the beach wanting to be our color. You understand what I'm saying? And then they want you wear pottu, you go for trips. What they will do? They will ask for your pottu and they will put. So many places we went on tour, they will take and then put. It's such a beautiful thing for them. I'm just sharing about some of the things which we are rejecting. In other communities, they are accepting. They want it. But what we are interested in is that the health of the skin is shown by its brightness. And the brightness is easily enhanced through oilation. What is this word? Oilation. Oilation prevents sagging of the skin. Oilation prevents wrinkling. Oilation prevents dryness. Oilation prevents eczema, psoriasis, pigmentation, and it is the #1 anti-aging technology for 10,000 years. Oilation. Your body must touch oil. Now it's so popular. Abhyanga, Ayurvedic massage, Kerala massage is so popular only because of the oilation. They go for that oilation, they feel good. But the problem with this hybrid culture is that when you talk to the Ayurvedic physician, when you talk to the Ayurvedic massage therapists, they say, yes, after Ayurvedic massage, say you must use the kadalamavu, chickpea or green gram. Yes, but you say most of our clients don't know how to use, so we give them bathing gel. Nonsense. Go back to zero. Because the oil that you have in the body, when they use soap and the bathing gel, it strips it out. It's stripped out. And the protective layer is no more. But when you use chickpea and green gram, which is in our bathing powder and all that, that natural layer of lecithin oil is preserved. It starts to permeate, and this lecithin oil in the powder is collagen. It is skin food. See how powerful this is. And skin food and collagen and all this serum, in one side is 2,000 ringgit in the big brands. 1,500 and 2,000 ringgit, correct or not? It's so expensive. Here, one side is how much? Less than 200-300 ringgit. Unfortunately, it's like the Tata brand, can last for 3-4 months. Those days they had the Tata bus. My uncle used to say, this one can last whole life. It was not good business for them. That's why they took the out, and then they brought in the other things which are immediately under repair. We want our body to be like the Tata bus, the brand, where we want it to continue to last. So are we able to capture the importance of oilation? Roti canai? All know roti canai. Do you eat roti canai? I hope not all the time. Once in a while. For example, during Hari Raya, Deepavali, once in a while can, but not every day. But it tastes nice, nah? It's acquired taste. Are we born with that taste? It's acquired taste. When the roti canai is being prepared, the dough, they add oil, right? They add oil. After they add oil, how is its texture? How is the texture of the dough when they have applied oil? It's very smooth, isn't it? It's extremely smooth and clean looking. After they have done it and they have flattened it and they put on the pan, and they chana it, they heat it up. As they are heating up, what is the smoke that you see is the evaporation of the oil. When the oil starts to evaporate, what happens to the roti canai? Wrinkle, right? Right now, it's crumpled exactly with the skin. When there is less oil in the skin, it starts to shrink. Oilation, therefore, is the most important skin food. And the oil has to be natural oil, sesame, coconut. and there are 20 over herbs which we use in the oil, and we soak it and we use it in cold press system. Ours is all cold pressed. If it is boiled, it's not. It's for us, we don't want to increase the heat, so therefore we use cold press. Cold press, you know the copra, sun dry. You squeeze it, it comes. The other one is boiled. Boiled you can use for eating. These two. Now we come to the third. We have two more. This is the third one. This is for oral care. Oral care. Somebody told me that she went for a surgery to reduce some deposits in the artery, and the test shows it was because of the toothpaste. They started using toothpaste. The toothpaste has high deposits of calcium, fluoride. You also ingest it. It also has artificial sweeteners. So the children like it. Why they like it? Because of its sweet taste. And therefore, we have an increase of juvenile diabetes. Out of 4 people, 3 will have some medical disease. This is pandemic, epidemic, all the demics. This is huge data that we have. Out of 4 people, 3 will have some disease, which should not. But we are all thinking about the moment you buy a medical card, what is your psychology? Where you want to guess? Then you will get sick. Right? Why you not guess? Because you know that. Maybe I should not use the word you know. So we also don't want to know. I say think. Because we want to come out of the category, right? Sometimes this vocabulary is very important. Now, people who are not in the knowing, they buy this medical card and they feel that they will use it. Now, if they are paying 10,000, that means let's say they are paying 500 a month. One year is 6,000. 10 years is 60,000. It's a lot of money. You want to use it, right? You understand the psychology? 500 a month, right? 500 a month, 6,000 a year. 10 years is 60,000. 20 years is 120,000. I want to use it. That's how the subconscious is saying. 20 years, I must use it. I must go to the hospital. I must get myself admitted, get into some kind of operation. So I feel good, man. I've used some part of it. Oh, dangerous. So am I saying don't buy a medical card? No, I'm not saying. We buy a cheaper one. Take care of our health. We take care of our health. We don't need any of this. You must be confident that you will be able to re-establish a good communication with your health through these lifestyle changes. What are the 3 lifestyle changes? Food, skin, movement. Okay, let's do some movement. Stretch. Inhale, stretch the fingers. Now, this is a very powerful time. It's for 4:20 for a nap, right? Saturday afternoon, I know I'm really challenging you. Breathing in. Saturday afternoon, this time we are already having a nice siesta. Breathing in up, stretch, up. Breathing out, stretch the fingers down. This exercise is for not the knees, not the kidney, for the wrist. Breathing in, stretch up. This muscle starts to activate. Breathing out, deep stretch. One more time, come breathing in, stretch. The wrist is one of those parts of the body which is easily injured and part of that arthritic issues. Fingers and this. And sometimes when you are typing, when you are using your phone, this becomes little overused. And therefore, it's very important to have these stretches. Come breathing in, stretch your fingers, stretch the fingers, stretch. And it has to be stretched apart. And then close Bring the thumb inside and press hard. Improve grip strength. Grip strength. One more time. Breathing in. Deep stretch. Both hands. Both hands. Stretch. And then breathe out. There's a wonderful opportunity to stretch our hands and improve the circulations on the upper part of the body. Are you good? Are you feeling nice? Sleepy little bit, but it's fine. Sleep is feeling sleepy is good, and it's called super learning. And everything goes into the subconscious. So whatever I'm telling goes to the subconscious, and I'm programming you easily. I'm not actually programming you. I don't want to program you. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you facts and figures which will help us to rehabilitate and restructure our life so that we move towards a better state of quality. The quality of our life must improve. And the quality of life to improve doesn't need millions or hundreds of thousands to spend. Just a little bit. All these products are less than 200 ringgit. I mean, most of it. These are like, this is what? 30 ringgit? 25. This one? And now we go to the oral care. Now I mentioned just now that the mouth carries a lot of weight in our health. And this is something which we have not seen much. There was a book in the 80s written by a dentist, and the book is titled Truth About Tooth. Very nice title. What is that? Truth About Tooth. And he spoke about, and he and his colleagues spoke about how dangerous mercury filling was. And this was before mercury filling was not used. Nowadays they don't use. Do you know why they don't use? Because it was by a group of these dentists and scientists who said that mercury amalgam, mercury filling is extremely dangerous for the body. And they tested it. Someone who has chronic disease, and they go for tests, they cannot find out what is still having that fatigue, tiredness, pain, neck pain, knee pain, and constipation problem, having that, give medicine, surgery, nothing happens. They take out the mercury filling and then put that, what do you call that? The white one? Composite. They put composite. Mysteriously, the disease disappeared. So test after test, they found that when they remove the mercury filling, diseases disappear. I have found there's something dangerous in this, because the industries which are supplying this amalgam, mercury filling, say nothing wrong with it. It is inert. What inert means is not functional. This mercury is not, mercury is poison, right? They say it's not poison. This is already dead. But the test showed it is not actually true. So what they did was, this was in the particular research. They say that when they tested the vapor of the mouth of a person who has mercury filling, they found residue of mercury, which can cause lots of problems, even nasal cancer, throat cancer, brain cancer, caused by this. So like at one point I removed most of the mercury. I removed all after this research, and this was, I think in the early 90s I removed it. But now nobody uses it. Right? I don't think the dentists use that anymore because it's already, but did they highlight it? They did talk about it. Nobody spoke about it. Nobody knows why it has been replaced. So he spoke about root canal. He said this is also very dangerous. He spoke of many procedures in the dentistry world, which is extremely dangerous for health. The best thing is to prevent from going to any of this treatment, root canal, and this titanium, this titanium tooth, and the way they screw the titanium inside and then to the upper gums, and don't know what is going to happen in the future. We don't know what is going to happen in the future. So they say, this renegade dentist says that as far as possible, just don't get into any procedure. Just take care of your Take care of your teeth. Even though it was truth, the book was truth about tooth, we have to take care of the teeth, not just one. We don't want to be just having one there. Everything we want to keep it alive. Since we produce this, I had a personal experience where I had this gum bleeding for a long time. The moment I started this, it totally disappeared. Then I realized it's not about food, man. It was not about food. It was about the toothpaste or something which I was using, which was creating this reaction. Because the moment I stopped that completely and I started taking this, it just disappeared over the last 1.5 years, 2 years. Not at all. Zero. Very interesting. This powder is made up of about 20 herbs known as anti-inflammatory to the gums, to the tongue, to the area called the oral care zone. And this powder, you just take a little bit. This one, unfortunately, lasts about 6 months. Unfortunately, what a bad businessman we are. One can last 6 months. I'm just kidding. I'm happy it can last long. We want to pass the savings to you. Just put a little bit. Massage on the gums. The gums should be protected. You massage on the gums. First, you have to gargle with water and then massage on the gums, not on the teeth. After you have massaged on the gums, then you take the toothbrush. You don't brush the gum, you brush the teeth. And the brushing of the teeth is from the top down. Front side, upper front side is top down. We don't go bottom up on the front. Why? If you go bottom up, you open up the gums, right? And this is not good. You go down. Now, upper teeth back. How is the brushing process? Up, down. Same like the front, top down. From the back is top down. Because you go from the gum, you go down to the teeth. If you go down, up, what happens? It opens up the flap and it loosens up. So brushing like this is not good. Like this. Not good. Like this. As long as it's at the teeth can, not the gums. You understand? Now, lower part of the teeth, here, front. How's the action? Down, up, down, up. Back portion, down, up. So all the time you are moving towards the surface of the teeth. Up, down, top, down. Are we clear about this? Now, when we do this, we are mineralizing the teeth. We are supplying the minerals back to the teeth because this is full of minerals, natural minerals. All the cardamom, the guava leaves, the anise seeds, the nutmeg, ginger, all of these have lots of minerals to strengthen the teeth. So which means technically when we use this, we can have our teeth intact for almost whole life as long as we continue to do this. And also occasionally you can floss. Every other day you can floss. Just don't floss too much to the gum. If you floss too near the gum, that means when you are flossing, this is the, let's say this is the gum. Then you start from here, you floss, and then let's say this is the gum. You don't go too close. If you go too close, you are scarring the gum. Are we clear about this? Because when the floss goes up and you move, it is tearing the gum. So you don't go so high. You just go on the tooth and then here, this tooth and this tooth. So flossing is all right as long as we don't go so high. Are we clear about this oral? And it is done every day after meals. You can do this every day after meals. This is mouthwash. It contains coconut oil, cold pressed coconut oil, and herbs. You just shake it. Now you shake it like this. It's better if you shake it like this. When we open the cap, the oil is on the cap. So in order to save it, you shake like this, and then since you are the only one using, you can just use little bit, just little bit. This in the beginning, you may overflow. You may put a little bit more in the beginning. It's fine, but later on, you just put little, very little, maybe quarters teaspoon, and then you start to gargle it, swish it around the mouth. Slowly, the saliva will be stimulated, and the oil will mix with the saliva and start to work throughout the system. Now, because of lifestyle and inflammatory issues, there is an increasing need of people to take drugs which stimulate the saliva. Those who are around maybe 60, 70, especially in the Western countries, they go to the hospitals and then they take a drug which stimulates the saliva. Here we are not so aware of, because here the elderly are not aware that the mouth is dry. They are not aware. They will say, my mouth is dry, my mouth is dry, but it is actually a condition where the saliva is not secreting well. This addresses that issue. The saliva secretion goes back to normal. You just swish it around the mouth for about not 10 minutes. We don't have, do you have 10 minutes? Okay, those who have 10 minutes, very good. That means your life is under your control. Those who don't have, then it can be a shortcut. It can be 3 minutes. Yes. When we say that this is never going to happen, when somebody says, you have also known that when we have, maybe second opinion, third opinion, the opinion changes, which means what is being said is not conclusive. We always have to go back and then have some other, input. When I had a student who came, his name was Silva, he passed away. He came and he told me that he has a very aggressive brain tumor and he has 4 months to live. I say, who told you? He said, the doctor told me. I have 4 months to live and I've already gone for the brain surgery. It's very aggressive. And I'm just coming here because one of my cousins said, he's your student. I want to come and have some peace. I've already written down my will and all that. I said, no, you forget that. You forget about what they say. And I told him to come for all the classes, Kriya, Pranavidya, and all this. And he told me a sad story where he said that after he was diagnosed, he went to some Ayurveda and all these places. And he said that, sir, they charged me 5,000 ringgit. I said, they know you are sick, right? I felt very, very sad to hear this. I said, no, I come here, it's all free. I'm not telling you because I want to brag on. I just want to give an example that we can do this. For those who are in that state, we can be compassionate. I say, Selva, you come. And I say, I make him join all the causes, the Kriya, Pranavidya, all the causes. And he lived 4 years. Supposed to live 4 months. With me, he lived 4 years and he was a happy man. He left happy because he was able to see the children grow up a little bit and he had a good time to spend with them. All this is the grace of the divine, the grace of God. At that time, I didn't have all of this, but if I had all of this, I believe that we could have made him live much longer. Because, at that time, I didn't realize. But when he went home, he still would be using the toothpaste. He'll be still using the soap, the cream, lotion, all that. That would also be there. So this oral care is such an important concept that we should, and not because I'm selling this, no, is that I would tell this to my family members. I would tell that to my mother, to my brothers, to my sisters, to my children, to everybody, still my nephews, nieces. I would tell them, stop using the mouthwash out there, the chemical mouthwash, the toothpaste, and start using this. Even if that brand says that they have the pudina, what amount of pudina is in the toothpaste? Even if they say that it is cinnamon toothpaste, it is still toothpaste. What neem toothpaste, it is still toothpaste. That means the base is what? The base is chemical. This one, no base. This is powder. You open, you can smell the cinnamon. You can smell it. Here you open, you can smell the tengai, the coconut oil. This is 100% no chemical. None of our products has cream. Zero. No creams, no lotion, no shampoo. It's all powder based. In 2019 March, we launched this set of products. I launched this in Slayan. I had an office in Slayan because my house was near Slayan and I wanted to start off first, near for me. But after the business grew, we came here. When I started, many people came and advised me, they said, this won't work. These products you're selling won't work. I say, why? Who in this modern age have the time to put the powder, put the water, make it into a paste, put the oil, you are a dreamer. You are a dreamer. Philosophy and business cannot work. One guy came from Johor. I said, sir, philosophy and business cannot work. I said, it's okay, at least I will use for myself. Yeah? I will use all the products for myself and my students. But one thing I'm very grateful is that all my students supported me. All my students supported me. They said, we will support. You teach us. And then some who are not my students, but from outside, also came and believed in what I'm doing, and then they supported. They started to use. People like Mr. Raju is not my student. Mr. Raju there, can you please stand? Mr. Raju. He's not my student. But he came and he supported me, and he told me one story. He said his friend is Dr. Singham. Dr. Singham is about 80 plus. He's a medical doctor. So Mr. Raju mentioned that when he spoke to him about the product, Dr. Singham didn't look at this, but Dr. Singham eventually came to our office to meet me. After a few months, when Mr. Raju was talking to him, he said, I'm sure it is working because your face looks different. He said all the spots, the pigmentation, all this disappeared and you look different. Yeah. So bring me to the office. He came to the office. The testimony of using the natural products. So what it shows is that even though it is not easy to use, I'm not saying it's difficult, it's easy. Once we are used to it, it's second nature. It's used. Someone told me it dirties the bathroom. It dirties the bathroom. I say, if you splash water, then it clean. You splash water, it's organic. You use, of course, you see the residue of the powder. But after bathing, it will go down the outlet. Where does it go? To the drain. It doesn't pollute the drain and the organism. From the drain, if it is channeled out to the agriculture, what will happen to the agriculture? It will flourish. If we use the soap, shampoo, dye and all that, agriculture will die, will be contaminated. It goes to the chicken coop, it will contaminate the chicken. If it goes to all rivers lead to the ocean, it will contaminate the ocean, it will contaminate the sea life. And no wonder, sometimes they say, oh, this particular part of like Selat Malacca, I think 2020, they said from Selat Malacca, the fish have high levels of mercury. Now you tell me, where mercury came from? Came from our bathroom. Came from the hotels. You go to the hotel, they have this small, cute, nice looking, body bath, hair shampoo, this, that, reviews, that goes down to the ocean, and the poor fish consume them and they have mercury poison. The fishermen from these places, they say they use a certain kind of mild solution to clear off some of the tumors on the skin of the fish. They use this solution to clean the tumors because the fish have cancer, tumors because of these high levels of poisoning. So they have a solution, they clean it up, it looks very clean when it goes to the market. All the tumor and the boils have been washed out. So these are, when we do this, B, we don't know. We are ignorant. We don't know. It comes back in our glasses, in our plate as food. We restructure, we redevelop. Okay, next, we're going to do elbow bending. Breathing in, nice stretch, and then breathing out. One more time, breathing in, nice stretch, and then breathing out. Okay, next, we sit at the edge of the chair like this, and we turn to the right side, and we do a spinal twist. Exhale, spinal twist, deep stretch. Inhale, come back to the center. Left side, spinal twist. It's okay if you got the right and left mixed up, is okay. Okay, one more time. Come breathing out, spinal twist. Exhale, spinal twist. Deep twist to the spine. Beautiful practice for the spine. And then one more round. Side. Exhale, deep twist to the spine. And then come back to the center. Okay, now I need to stretch your hands like this. Exhale, and then go down, touch the toes. Maybe the legs very long, right? Okay, never mind. Breathing in. Your legs are long, that's why I cannot touch. Just be positive. Okay, why we cannot touch? Because legs very long. Exhale, touch, inhale, okay, how do you all feel? Good, nice, feel stretch. Okay, now take a deep breath in, raise the arms, breathing in, oxygenating the body and the brain cells. Breathing out, relaxing. One more time, breathing in. Okay, thank you so much for your kindness in following the exercise. Now, the final part of the anti-inflammatory lifestyle. What are we talking about? Anti-inflammatory lifestyle. The final part of the anti-inflammatory lifestyle is this. This two. This is body bath powder. This is bathing oil. Now, so far we have understood that all of this we use during our bathing time. Can I? Yes, okay. Thank you. We have been talking about that all of these we do during our bathing time, when we are bathing, right? Body is wet. When body is wet, the volume of oil is reduced significantly. Understand that? If the body is not wet and we use the oil, we will need to use massive amounts of oil. Number one. Number two, when the body is dry and when we use oil, the effect is lesser. It is less effective. Unless it is like an Ayurvedic massage, then it is a different story. But for us at home, it is most practical and economical, as well as valid from the standpoint of dry skin and inflammation, to do it during our bathing time. Now, let's talk about, before we talk about this, let's talk about the temperature of water. Do you use hot water, or mild hot water, or cold water? Cold water or mild warm water? According to Ayurveda, the best temperature of water is room temperature. That means it's like warm, lukewarm water, lukewarm. But according to yoga, is cold water. You use cold water when cold water touches the body, blood flows to the surface of the skin. That means it enhances circulation. The pores will close, right? Cold water, the pores will close. Hot water, the pores open up, right? The pores open up. Cold water, the pores close to preserve heat. For in Ayurvedic lifestyle, it is lukewarm water. When we use oil in the beginning, maybe it can be, you can start with warmer water, but on the head, it must always be less hot. Water to the head must have the least temperature. To the face, less heat. For the body, it's okay if it is slightly warmer because the body is more sturdier. It has a stronger constitution than face and head. So what temperature should be on the head? Water, cooler, a little bit more cooler. Face, a little bit, maybe not so cold, not so hot. But for the body, can be warm water, warm temperature. Hot temperature is only for those who have maybe a medical issue or they are in need of some warmth. Okay, that's fine. Now in the Himalayas or in the colder temperature, and when I was in my time when I was traveling to some of my teachers' ashram in north side in Badrinath, and sometimes I spent some time there. It was very cold, and my teacher's ashram was in Bihar, and and I used to go during November, December when I had holidays, and it was very cold time, no hot water. The ashram doesn't have hot water. It's very cold, and you cannot tell them to bring garam pani. You cannot. That is in the hotel. This one is your own scenery. But they were all very strong individuals. And these are people who are, so again, coming back to lifestyle studies and issues, how come that they are very strong? And I used to speak with those people who stay there, retired 90 years old. I was talking to a guy who looked like maybe 60 years old. I said, how old are you, sir? Retired IAS officer. He has been in the ashram for 30 years. 30 years? That means what? You retired, yeah. 98 years old. Very steady and strong and fit and so calm and steady. Almost the eyes like a glow. You can see like a glow. So calm and steady. And very simple lifestyle. Anti-inflammatory lifestyle. Lots of herbs, lots of spice, ginger tea, no teh tarik, no coffee tarik, no Starbucks, no pizza, no kway teow goreng, just the plain chapati and dosa and fruits. Banana. What kind of fruit you think you can get nectarian there? Is it jackfruit and banana? That's all. Jackfruit, banana, and then I think clay day, or it cannot be considered like a fruit, right? These are the things. Apple, orange, all cannot get. These are very simple village seasonal fruits. But what I have seen is with my eyes so strong and steady. Definitely, any of them die. Of course, sometimes people die. It's only because of kind of like an old age. They just, most of them, like in a meditative state, they just go highly spiritual individuals. Coming back to the body bath. As we are bathing, we have the hair ritual, face ritual, and then starts the body ritual. One of the most important exercises that athletes and those who are interested in athletics, sportsmen, yoga practitioners, or those who are not exercising at all is a daily oil bath. And this oilation is just a little bit of oil. Now, when the body is wet, you take this oil. You take the body oil. This is this oil. You just take a little bit, a few drops. Take a few drops. Body already wet. Slide, and then take a few drops here. I have calculated less than 10 drops. We can cover the whole body. By mistake, don't put on the face because it has a little bit of like an ointment kind of eucalyptus and tea tree oil, which may make the eyes a bit teary. So don't put on the face. But even if you put on the face, nothing will happen. Only that it's a bit sensitive. You put from the shoulder here, the base of the neck here, the upper part of the neck, because from here you put the face oil, right? From here you can put the body oil, whole body right up to the toes, the feet, your arms, the back, stomach, all part of the body with 10 drops. You start with 2 drops hand, shoulder, 2 drops hand, shoulder, 2 drops stomach, back, 2 drops legs. You cover the whole body. Once you have done that, then start scrubbing. In the body, you can have a more stronger scrub because this will enhance your body strength, body luster, body strength, body circulation, flexibility. In ancient times, the Kshatriyas or the warrior group used to have body oil bath 2 times a day. And we think that we should have only oil bath once a year. No. Or like my parents' time, they were told 2 times a week. But Ayurvedic text says that every day 2 times. No issue at all, except if we have respiratory issues. For those who are asthmatic, then they take once a day only during the sun up, only noon time. Morning, night cannot take. So that the heat is able to preserve their body. Every day we massage, we become stronger, we become healthier. If you have no time to exercise, body oil bath is your alternative. But because it's an alternative, don't stop exercising. And the type of exercise is mild stretches and walks and swimming. Are we clear about this? So how do we do this? We take the oil, we massage, then after we have done that, we rinse the body and we take this body bath powder. This is about 200 grams, I think. Yeah, 200 grams. Now this bottle, if used in a way which I'm going to describe to you, can last about 3 months. You just take 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons. If you take 2 tablespoons and you bath 2 times a day, it's 4 tablespoons. This will last about 2 months. And you put into a bucket of water and you dilute it. It must not be pasty, it's diluted. So you take it, it's like this Milo, that kind of thing. It's like, it's watery, but it is brownish. Then you massage the whole body, you scrub the body, and that friction which is induced by the massage and the dissolved herbs starts to penetrate instantaneously into the body. So the food which we are taking from the mouth, which goes to the digestive system, which is ingested 40%, versus the body oil and the hair shampoo, the face powder, the body powder, gets in about 60% of the nutrients, the zinc, the magnesium, the potassium, the iron, and the protein, calcium, all that is in the herbs, in the grains, in the wholesome products that is in these powders, get into the system when the body is wet. When there has been an oilation, it becomes a therapy, it becomes a rehabilitation, it becomes a process of you regaining back your true health, which no money, no surgery, no drugs in the world can give you back without side effects. This one, the side effect is good health, vitality, good sleep. How much would you pay to have good sleep? Sleeping pill, you take sleeping pill, after some time you have people have psychiatric problems. They have certain kind of schizophrenia, too much of sleeping pills. They have all these problems. But taking this, you have such a wonderful state of vitality because your blood circulation has been boosted. Talk about what was the topic today? Anti-aging, rejuvenation. It starts to happen. Externally, will start to happen. Your system, the way you look, the way you represent yourself, how you feel, all these will start to make you feel and look, and even perception of others will say that hey, this is fresh person. This is he or she looks fresh, looks rejuvenated, looks vibrant, lots of energy. We want to live in this world, right? We want to live. How much time do you want to spend in a day living? We have 24 hours a day. I remember when we were growing up, our parents, the sleeping was about 6 hours. 5 hours, 6 hours. My mother used to sleep about 5 hours. Only 5 hours. And then slowly they say 6 hours. Now they're talking about 8 hours. No? Right now. They say 8 hours of good sleep. A lot of time, man. 24 hours minus 8 hours is how many left? Not 16 hours to live is not enough. Right now. We are here to live. We are born in order to interact and live. We are not born to sleep. It's not about how many hours of sleep that you have. Suddenly you say 10 hours, you will agree with the scientists. You say, okay, 10 hours a day minus another 24 hours, 14 hours to live. I think something is wrong. The desire to sleep, something is wrong. Let me share with you the concept of sleep. According to sleep cycles, the last sleep cycle is about 4:30. The last deep sleep cycle is around 4:30 to 4:45. That means after 5 a.m., you don't experience deep sleep. So technically, until 5 a.m. is the natural deep cycle's last cycle. So when they talk about, in yoga, we speak about wake up 4:30 in the morning, do your sadhana. It seems very relevant to modern research. But that also means that you have to sleep a bit early. To sleep early, it seems to be an issue now. People are unable to sleep early because of lifestyle process. If we look at science, it says that the real science, the sleep science, it says that up to 5 o'clock we should be able to sleep, and then after that we should wake up and sleeps, and you can sleep about 10 o'clock. So which means it's about what? 6 hours. 6 hours of normal sleep for an untrained mind. People who have so much to live, they don't want to sleep. They want to do something. I'm sure people like Hitler also had the same thing. They didn't want to sleep. They want to do something. And good people on the other side, I'm sure like Mahatma Gandhi didn't have time to sleep, much sleep. I heard that he will sleep about 4 hours, and he had no time that he had to, train himself to write with both hands. My teacher, Swami Satyananda, was able to write with both hands because they didn't have time. There was so much to do. And the state of their consciousness was that they were able to write both hands and they were able to dictate. That kind of evolution has taken place. They were so strong in their mind. I'm sure people like Vivekananda, who spent 6 years to transform the entire civilization of India towards yoga and spirituality, he only did for 6 years. He died at the age of 39, only had about maybe 2-3 hours of sleep, driven to do. So the drive to do and the deactivation of all the information that is now bombarded. You sleep more, you sleep more, you sleep more. Some kind of agenda is there to make you sleep more. We are not so sure. But my advice is that if we can get about 5 hours of good sleep, I think it's good enough. So now, I cannot ask you to sleep at night. Nobody sleeps at night nowadays. Maybe I can ask you to sleep at 11 o'clock and wake up at 5. 11 o'clock, wake up at 5. But we have a technology of sleeping. The technology of sleeping is that when you go to sleep, you induce alpha. You induce alpha. You go into a state of deep relaxation. You count 20 backwards. You say, I'm relaxing my legs, my arms, my back. I have these beautiful visualizations of these mountains in Kedarnath. I want to go with this group to Kedarnath. They can visualize that place, the beautiful places, and then you fall asleep in alpha, which will improve the quality of your sleep. If we don't do this, now when we are working, our mind is considered in beta waves, is highly distracted and dissipated. Almost everybody is going to sleep in beta. Definitely the quality of sleep is compromised, is not good quality sleep. And then you have so much of dreams, you wake up, you are, after 6 hours of sleep, do people complain they are tired? 90% of the people say, I'm still tired. Many accidents happen in the morning because people sleep. I saw somebody was telling me they stopped, I think Surya was saying that they were driving somewhere, right? I think last week in Penang. They say they saw a car stopped at the traffic light. They went and saw the man slept. It was morning. He must be so tired, even though it was morning. Tired means he must have been trying to sleep, but unable to sleep because cannot switch off the mind. You have to switch off the mind to alpha. To alpha, we have techniques, simple breathing techniques. Remember, I showed you the toe bending and all that. Do to cool down. Wake up in the morning, continue with the alpha. Wake up in the morning, don't get up Immediately. Say, I'm relaxed, my body is relaxed, my breathing is relaxed, I'm relaxed, clear of the mind, and that day is going to be a good day. It's going to be a fantastic day because you are restructuring and programming your life. Your life is not in the hand of the psychiatrist. Your life should not be in the hands of the therapist. Your hands should not be in the hands of the counselor. Your lives should be in your hands. To be in your hands, you don't need a PhD in psychology or yoga. You just need to practice simple techniques of living. Usage of Ayurvedic, natural, herbal, oilation lifestyle, and then do a little bit of movements, and then mindfulness. One of the greatest input in Western life to go to yoga was because of a landmark research by a doctor, a medical doctor, a heart surgeon, who wrote how to reverse heart ailments through yoga, meditation, and diet. And he was able to reverse the plaques, the arterial plaques. He was able to deplaque or deplaque. And now modern research is saying curcumin, moringa is able to deplaque your arteries, able to reverse. There's curcumin and moringa and few other herbs. Star anise, able to do that. Ashwagandha, Indian ginseng, has a therapeutic influence on sleep. We have ashwagandha, when you take the tea, you will be able to sleep well. It is because of the ashwagandha, star anise, nutmeg. Eyesight can improve. The research that we have seen now, nutmeg, star anise, ashwagandha, able to even improve eyesight. Suddenly you see your eyesight improves. You don't have to go and find any. All of this is in research. Boswellia, which we use for the joints problem, joints pain, is able to naturally help boost analgesic situation. That means no pain situation, helps to rebuild cartilage. No other medical herbs and no other medical synthetic products are able to do it. And the time frame is 6 hours. And after that, you consume the VCO, it continues with the pain-free period. And it is about 6 to 7 hours, and it goes to plasma level. So this VCO and the boswellic and the curcumin, ashwagandha, cumin, kalonji or black seed, all of this is able to go to plasma level. It means it is influencing our blood levels, helps sleep. So many anti-inflammatory processes are involved in this. Black pepper is one of the most perfect food. In the 16th century, a British traveler said the Indian kitchen is the Western pharmacy. I heard this yesterday. There was one scientist who was talking about the same thing. He said, yeah, the Indian kitchen is the Western pharmacy. Are you all following the Indian kitchen, or are you all now distracted by the Western lifestyle? Are we? Yeah, pasta and all that. Pizza, not good food. Turmeric is number one. Next is Centella asiatica. What is Centella asiatica? It is this one. Cannot take. Never mind. Centella is pegaga. Malay people love pegaga. It is a rising star. It's such a potent product. Everyone should ingest a little bit of this. Now, when we talk about lifestyle change, it is stated in herbology, in the science of dietetics, in the science of rejuvenation, that we need to ingest a little bit of herbs every day. It must be part of our lifestyle. When we stop consuming, or when we reduce significantly coffee, tea, teh tarik, and start drinking this, we bring this to the shop. We tell them, put in the hot water, take this, use this, and we will be able to rehabilitate and restructure our body and our system. We will be able to get back our gut health and our vitality. And when we do all of this, then we would be able to reduce our sleep. 5 hours is good enough, Mr. Kaja. 5 hours is good enough. And the scientists do tell us, social researchers, people who study sleep disorders, they tell us that we need to switch off 1.5 hours before we sleep, which is impossible for us. Okay. Can we switch off? We are going to sleep at 11, at least by 10 o'clock, no more interaction with the gadgets. The gadgets must not rule our lives. We must be able to control them. At night, when you get WhatsApp about images of cats thrown off the building and then fighting, people, oh, I don't know why we want to look at that. Why should we look at all of these things, which is just not good for our brain and our consciousness? So by 10 o'clock, we should stop. We should manage it. We should manage. Then our inflammatory processes can be reduced. So far, I've already explained to you how to use the external products. Right? External products. Now, can we stand for? I'm a yoga instructor, so you have to excuse my style different from other kind of speakers. Now place your hands on the hips. And you stretch to the right side. The right side is where the right hand is. Exhale, stretch, push the hip out. Push the hip. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale to the other side and push the hip a little bit. And come back to the center. Now one more round. Exhale, stretch to one side. It's wonderful hip exercise. Inhale to the center and then exhale to the other side. All right, now we're going to place the hands like this. And we're going to, without moving the feet, we are exhaling to the left side, turn and twist. Exhale to the left side. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right side. Good squeeze to the abdomen. Can you feel the obliques? Abdomen, come back to the center. One more time, breathing out and twist. The whole body is given a good twist. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the other side. A good twist. Okay, now I want you to place your hands at the back like this. And then push the abdomen forward just a bit. And then stretch the head to the back. Inhale, not so much. We don't want the hips to come out. Exhale, come back to the center. One more time, breathing in and stretch to the back. And then exhale, come back to the center. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to talk to you about the final component of our products. Now, so far, the last 2 hours, I've been 2.5 hours, I've been speaking to you about the external components. Now I'm going to talk to you about the internal components. I'm going to show you lab test about these products, which will show to you what they contain and how well we can utilize this information. We have 2 types of virgin coconut oil. Now, increasingly, virgin coconut oil is seen as a superfood. Is seen as a food that can help enhance our gut health. Almost equivalent to what yogurt can do. Now, not everybody can take yogurt, but almost everyone can take coconut oil. It helps to lubricate our digestive system. It helps to reduce constipation problems. It helps to improve joint mobility. Now, unlike the virgin coconut oil, which is very popular, drinking virgin coconut oil is extremely popular. And this popularity is just about 3 years old, 3 to 5 years old. And it is like almost everywhere in the world, people want to drink coconut oil. But in the beginning, this was after they realized that coconut oil is good oil, cold pressed good oil. In the Pacific countries where coconuts are in abundance, Pacific Islands, they found that there was virtually no heart ailments. No one died of chronic arterial blockage or deposits in the artery. But when these Pacific Islanders migrated to, I mean, this was studies done in the United States. When they migrated, they died of heart ailments, heart attacks, and blocks. But the islanders didn't have this. So when they studied, it was because, one, when they came to the United States, what is the lifestyle? Fast food. Stress, fast food. So the number one contributor was change of diet. Whereas in the Pacific Islands, it was coconut oil, coconut pulp, coconut water. And I believe that in Kerala, they must have had wonderful cardiac health. They must have those who are from Kerala, or you have family members in Kerala who are still following the Keralites lifestyle, where it's just a lot of coconut rice. I mean, I've been to Kerala, and it is coconut dosa, coconut rice, and even the payasam is coconut. It's very nice, and they live by it. I hope that this does not change. But this was conclusively proven, and then started this big push towards drinking coconut oil. What fat do we want to avoid? Trans fat. We don't want trans fat. We want good fat. We don't want bad fat. Right? Does the body need good fat? Definitely the body needs good fat. But the body does not need the bad fat or the saturated fat. Now, in the analysis where we have given, before we register the product with the Ministry of Health, we need to give this for lab test. In the lab test, it showed that the trans fat is 0. So the mission is, you already know about the mission is to bring more clarity and awareness to the world about how harmful chemical is. So this is about the evidence that chemicals are giving lots of adverse effect to the human body. And we want to pledge to not compromise as far as the ingredients is concerned. I want to bring you to the so here we have all how to use, what are the ingredients, benefits. This particular slide, we have all of that. This is a recent case of psoriasis. I don't know whether she's here in the Zoom or not. She's one of our yoga students. So she said after using the body oil and the body bath powder, this was 4 months ago. After using body bath powder and body oil, this is psoriasis. She has had psoriasis for almost 15 years. It cleared off. Some burn. I spoke to you about the oral care, and now we look at the tea. Okay, here this is avaram tea. We have avaram tea and coffee. I want you to look at this medical. This is a test. Lab test. Calorie is 300. Total fat 8.2. Out of the total fat, trans fat is not detected. No cholesterol. No trans fat, no cholesterol. And saturated fat is the good fat, which is about. So the good fat is 3.7 versus. Later you will see how much the good fat is in the VCO, So there's a reason why we should drink BCO. And then you look at sugar, no sugar, not detected. Protein, of course, these are natural herbs, spices. Vitamin D is produced by the skin. But look at the calcium. So actually drinking this tea, you don't need calcium supplements. It already has natural calcium supplements. Iron, looking at 75.5, here we don't need iron tablets. And potassium is 334. Look at the coffee range of Aurum. Aurum coffee, calcium is 400. And look at the potassium, 7,800. Good levels of potassium. Next. This is moringa. Okay, now let's look at the importance of calcium. There was one slide before this, right? Potassium. Calcium. Why we need calcium? Maintain good bone, good strength, heart, muscles, and nerves also need calcium. Calcium is needed to build your heart, bones, and nerves. And some studies are beginning to show that along with vitamin D, vitamin D is just a bit of exposure to the sun in the morning, may have benefits beyond bone health, perhaps protecting against diabetes, cancer, and high blood pressure. Okay, now we look at the next product, which is moringa. Just now was aurum. Aurum is a flower. Now when we see T20 and C20, it is 20 herbs, 20 spices, 20 herbs, 20 ingredients. One of the ingredients is tea or coffee. So this is moringa. Now let's look at the moringa's lab analysis. Moringa tea. Moringa tea, very natural calorie 288, not so much. Look at this. Calcium is 300, iron 42, potassium 6,321. Moringa tea. Huh? Coffee. Coffee 510, 49, 10,300. So the coffee range has a higher number of much more deeper levels of potassium. Next. Importance of potassium. Potassium is one of the most important minerals in the body. It helps regulate fluid balance, muscle contractions, nerve signals. What's more, a high potassium diet may help reduce blood pressure and water retention. Just now, Mr. Nabraja was asking about fluid accumulation in the lungs. Potassium is very good. Protect against stroke, osteoporosis, and kidney stones. The tea and coffee have such a powerful influence over not getting all these problems. Next. Okay, so this is centella. Centella is Brahmi. Look at the calcium 600, iron 83. We were thinking moringa. Moringa is very much publicized, right? But centella has higher amount of calcium, iron, and potassium than moringa. So that is the reason why after looking at the results only I realized why they say Centella asiatica is number 2. Number 1 is curcumin. Number 2 is Centella asiatica. Is considered one of is a miracle herb. We just look at the amount of iron, calcium, and potassium. Okay, next. Iron is a mineral that the body needs for growth and development. Protein to make hemoglobin, which carries oxygen. So for us to get good oxygenation, iron is a must. Most of the iron tablets, potassium, calcium tablets, again, supplements may not be doing their work. Okay, next. Black turmeric. Black ginger, black turmeric. Remember I mentioned to you the extract is very expensive. Okay, let's look at the Calcium, good amount. Iron, good range. Potassium, good. So these three are very essential for body health. So drinking this coffee and tea rather than drinking the other regular coffee and tea, this will bring about good health, will rejuvenate our body. Next. Okay. Next. Okay, now we're going to look at the extra virgin coconut oil, turmeric paste. Let's look at the calories for 800. Saturated, trans fat 0, cholesterol 0. So if we compare the tea and coffee, which is 3 and 4, the tea and coffee range was 3, 4, 5, right? But look at the saturated fat here. This is good cholesterol, and we need good cholesterol. Good cholesterol is for your brain, for your health. But bad cholesterol here, none. As you can see, this is test report. No trans fat, cholesterol 0. Of course, for drinking coconut is for heart health, not for vitamins. Vitamins, zinc, minerals, all in the other. Cumin oil. We have the next oil. Then let's look at the difference here. Calorie, almost all same. So they are quite consistent as far as the good fat is concerned. It is consistent. So both have tremendous value in boosting our heart or cardiac health. Of course, this oil, this black turmeric and turmeric oil can be used externally as well. And we have pet care, we have the floor wash. This is a product which every home should have because it will protect the children. If you use Clorox, if you use some other chemical-based cleaning agents in the house, it will have detrimental effect to the elderly and the children. Especially if you have young children or babies, it's going to be tremendously negative effect. So we please attempt to change to this beautiful natural floor wash. This is under-marketed, but we will push up the understanding and marketing for this in the future. Next. Pet, definitely we need to take care of our pets. They also have health problems, they have skin problems, and as we realize is now, what we apply on the skin will also have influence on their body. Okay, now I'm going to show you the next few products which we are this is the joints and muscle care. If you notice, I shared to some of, I think we didn't share to all that one study in 2010 shows that almost all the allopathic drugs given for joint health does not work. This was a study done by the medical industry. The glucosamine and another one does not work. So this is a big, huge understanding. And right now, in the medical industry, joints is separate medicine, muscle is separate medicine. Here we have both in one. Both of these in one. This should be given to sports people, to students who are doing sports, to the elderly who have joints and muscles pain, to young adults who want to strengthen their bones and ligaments. We have this one gentleman down there at Lia's restaurant who said that after taking our joints product, he said his pain has disappeared. And what did he say, Turya? He spoke to Turya. What did he say?
Doctor said it's a very small layer of like a gel-like structure.
You know that the current medical thought is that you cannot rejuvenate the joints. You can just manage it and not make it worse, right? But we have testimony where it has rejuvenated and a new layer is growing. And Boswellia is another superfood. It is a resin, and this curcuma longa extract is 95%. Somehow, in some way, we have been prevented from highlighting the 95% curcuminoid. When we gave for registration, the ministry didn't allow us to put it is 95% curcuminoid. It's okay. We have other factors to talk about it. But if it was here, it would have been wonderful, isn't it? Curcumin works. Curcuma longa extract is curcumin. This, when black pepper is present, curcuma's effect in the body is almost perfect. This is not only for joints, it can be taken as a supplement to prevent the body from joints, muscles, bones decay. Next. Obviously, looking at the ingredients itself is not only a product to manage weight, but also an anti-inflammatory product. And it is eaten after food. Don't eat it empty stomach because it has something which is called capsicum. A capsicum in a very small dosage, which has no harm to the system, even though it's very heaty, hot. But this heat is not pitta heat. It's not a heat that gives you some kind of like a body heat. No, the heat is actually only a pepper heat, a pepper effect on the abdomen to reduce the belly fat and the waist fat, to reduce that. So this is 2 capsules once daily, or you can take one capsule after each meal. Both of these traditional medicine, it is 430 mg. We can safely take up to 2000 mg. That means we can take up to 6 capsules in the beginning, and the dosage is still not overdose. 6 capsules per day for the joints if it is severe arthritis or severe joint pain, and then gradually you can reduce over a period of 6 weeks, and then after that for general maintenance you can use 1 pill a day. For ObiFit, same. If there is a weight issue and we cannot control food, we have seen this has a bearing on satiation, which means that we can be easily satisfied with a little bit of food. It can manage us and we can reduce. There was one person in Ipoh, Mr. Chinadore, I don't know whether he's here, he says that his friend took ObiFit, and what is the testimony that the friend?
He lost 16 kilos in about 2 months.
Means he must have been quite overweight, and without doing any other thing, just by food. Remember, food, movement, and skin. With this, he was able to work on that. Not everybody will have the same results. Some will have maybe a slower time because there may be other systems that need to be rectified, worked on, and the herbs works exactly how drugs work. It will go to the neurotransmitters, it will go to the central nervous system, it will go to the gut, it will go to the gray matter and start transmitting its information. It has such intelligence, and all of these are extracts. Remember, we are not using powder. Please do not compare this with other traditional medicines. We are using only extracts. Just because we were unable to print the ratio, that was the only setback we had. But otherwise, if we were able to print the extracts, the ratio, you would know that these are extremely powerful extracts which has no side effect, no negative side effect, but positive side effect only. It has such a tremendous revival to the entire body. The body needs some form of support, some form of boost, and this provides it. Over a period of months and years, we want to increase this, and I will share with you in a while. In about 15 minutes, I will conclude about what are the things in the pipeline. Now, products, which there are just another 4 more products that are coming in, and this is coming in July, sorry, August. This is D wellness. D means diabetic. For those who have diabetes, it has 6 herbs, and all the herbs are known to mitigate, reduce, and rectify issues of blood sugar, glucose, and then insulin management. So this is 60 capsules, 2 capsules a day for those who are insulin dependent and diabetic. The next one is meal enhancement. Now we are not talking about meal replacement. I have observed many of the industries and many companies which have meal replacement. That means you don't take breakfast, you take that powder. You don't take lunch, you take that powder. You don't take dinner, you take that powder. But what we are talking about is meal enhancement. This contains about 27 different grains, whole grains, whole, not processed, and we are not using soy, we are not using wheat, we are not using barley, because these three is tainted right now. It is GMO modified. So we are not, this GMO, genetically modified products. We are not using that. These are whole grains, and this you can put into your chapati, you can put into your curry, you can put into your food to enhance it, so that it doesn't dissolve fast. Anything that is dissolving fast is not good. So this is for what? For kids. This is for kids. Now look at how kids are being fed. Babies after the age of 8 or after they are weaned out from mother's milk, they're given formula. You know the milk formula? Have you read the labels behind? It's just absolutely horrible. I don't know. I'm not to say I don't know, but I exactly know it's just a money-making thing, which is going to create a very weak society. Children fed with this are going to have lots of medical issues and even emotional issues, because their hormones are all going to be chaotic. Fed this, and then now parents are so busy that sometimes they just take the rusk, the biscuits, and then mix it with the milk and then just feed them. So this is one of the main motivations which I wanted to bring this, so that children have good nutrients, good development of bone, brain, nervous system, and muscles, that they don't get exposed to juvenile diabetes, kidney failure, and all these problems that are plaguing our young children. Bloodless, pale face, tired, emotionally hysterical, hormonal problems, menstruation problems. We want to rectify this by giving them good meals, good nutrients. This is almost like a superfood. This is for kids. The children from the age of 8 months can start taking this. Next is for adults. Now, from let's say 19 years old or 18 years old till about 45, 50, 55, they can take this. This is for strength enhancement. This is for building stronger bones and muscles, for stamina and for endurance. This is a marvelous product. Since we started this, we started experimenting. You can take this. I have been taking this 2 times a day, 2 tablespoons, and then drinking it, and I feel lots of difference. Even though I am quite fit and all that, I can also see a difference. Even though I'm not of an average health, above average, because of my practices and lifestyle, even me, I can see a difference. So that means it's good news. That means if somebody is very tired, fatigued, and they have certain issues with energy, they would really be able to see good results. Now, I have been over the last, since I got these 5 days ago, I didn't take breakfast. I wanted to see whether I'm able to this is meal enhancement. It is not replacement. I just wanted to test. But so far it has been good for me. And for those who want to reduce maybe the intake of food or reduce the quantity of food, they can take this before food. So this is to enhance our strength and vitality. This is all whole grains, and definitely 100% better than taking rice. 100% better than what we have not taken in the past. There has 5, 6 different types of millets, 6, 7 different types of whole grains, 5, 6 different types of super food grains. And definitely all of us need the trace minerals, potassium, calcium, zinc, magnesium. Increasingly, there are symptoms of magnesium deficiency. Many people have magnesium deficiency, which is a telling factor in their health. These products have natural trace magnesium. In fact, after taking this, you don't have to take supplements anymore. You don't have to go to the pharmacies and take supplements anymore, because almost all the supplements in the pharmacy are synthetically produced. What is this? For the elderly. Now, the elderly needs good bone and muscle strength. This product will help them so much to be confident about their physical and mental strength. So this is a very personal contribution. I've been thinking about this. I've spoken to many about how to bring this, and finally we decided that this is the time to bring these three products into the market. Okay, of course, this is in an experimental stage. I'm going to look at that. Thank you so much for being so patient and sitting with me for about 3.5 hours. I really admire your strength, your capacity, and your kindness in not going to sleep. And you really felt happy that almost 4 hours you were focusing. It is like a new record. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. New record.